Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever, whatever you happy watching. It's Frisco Tokyo coming at you with some more of the Little Big Planet 3 crate mode. Gotta fix those tags, because it's Little Big Planet 3. Got it. Can't. I don't know why Twitch thinks it's the games in demo, because it ain't that thing. Little Big Planet 3. Yatta! Yatta! Alright, let's get to our mod view. And I'm gonna figure out what I'm doing with this banana and these choppers. Haven't gotten it figured out quite yet. One thing, I think I fudged this up. I gotta test this over here. I'm getting, like, I need to figure out what I'm doing with this hub, because, like, I'm getting overcomplicated warnings, pop-ups when I try to save. Us! Alice, Moxie, lovely to see both of you. I hope you're both very well. Hope that life is being pretty kind to both of you. You ain't got no particular garbage going on in your lives. So I don't know if I like that. If that's the noise that I want. Come here. Come here. Like, I mean, it's gotta be an explosion though, right? Because it's a banana bomb. So it's gotta be some kind of explosion. Oh, Kronos, lovely to see you. How you doing? Moxie says, doing well. Trying to keep my thesis brain working, but gosh darn it, Pokemon Blue isn't holding my attention. How are you doing? Mostly well. Pretty, like, just worn out. It was a long day today. It was very, very warm. And that's always kind of a bit of a thing. But, like, not too bad, I guess. Things have been worse. I'm glad that you're doing well. I'm hoping that your thesis brain is separate from your migraine brain, and your migraine brain has fucked off into the ether. Is what I'm really hoping. But I do have a question. Pokemon Blue, like, that's OG. That's the OG within OG. That's like the OGest of OGs. Migraine's fucked off for the day. Fuck yes. Thank dogs. I'm really glad to hear that. I have a cold, so that kind of blows. I don't like that. I don't like you having a cold, Kronos. I mean, I imagine that you don't either. So, you know, it's probably in the same realm. Definitely not that. I cracked it back open my little retro handheld, so I opted to replay it. It was my first of the series, and I'm feeling a little nostalgic. Sounds lovely. Pokemon Blue was also my first Pokemon, because it had Blastoise, and I am a basic bitch. Give me a turtle with fucking cannons, and, like, honestly though, aside from the cold, Kronos, you're doing okay? And also, Alice, are you doing alright? Is life treating you good? I'm a Bulbasaur line girly, but Green didn't come out here, and fuck Charizard. Charizard's like... I don't, like... It's just a fire-breathing dragon. Like, it's a cool fire-breathing dragon, I guess, but it's just a fire-breathing dragon. My first was yellow, and if I'm not mistaken, I left my Game Boy Color somewhere in the Philippines, so, whoops. Well, you probably made some kid in the Philippines very happy, though. I'm glad that you're doing okay, Alice. I'm hoping that does, in fact, continue. I don't think that that's the sound that we want, but... Stay here for a moment. current state of Portuguese politics is not so great. On that part, it does affect me a bit, but like personally, I'm doing okay. I'm glad at least for that. At least that you're doing personally okay, especially given what not okay for Portuguese politics can mean or can become. Take the small victory. It's not my small victory, but I'll take this small blessing as it is. I don't know. Like what noise do I want for this? Maybe something in retro? Yesterday, the Parliament voted to restrict the rights of immigrants and also approved the creation of basically Portuguese ICE, whose job is to hunt down immigrants. Fucking hate that. I hate everything about that. None of these sounds are right. Now, Alice, you have been talking about the various plans that you've got, or nebulous, I guess, plans that you've got for getting out. How are those progressing, and is there anything that we can be doing to give you a hand with those? What about that sound? That I don't know if that's right though, but it won't be this loud, obviously, but I'm gonna have to make some decisions here, Kronos, on this set. Like, I really like the idea of, like, all the set pieces coming in mechanically into one place. Like, I think that's a really cool idea, but I'm already getting complexity warnings, and I haven't even, like, set up any of the movement parts. Like, I've only just set up little bits of the actual set, so I kind of got to keep that in mind. I also is currently waiting on the Spain thing, on the French thing. The original plan is falling down. The French uncle I was talking to asked his son he might have another thing ready for me. Either way, the plan is to leave at the worst by the end of the year. I mean, the sets are pretty much what we've... I'm going to come back to that, Alice. Give me one shake to kind of get my brain meats in place. Sets are pretty much like what we've had, Kronos. I just added this little bit here, and then the rest of it is what we already made. The lab from last week, and the jungle. I mean... I don't, like, I wonder if it's not the sackbots. Because I found that sackbots do, like, really weird things with what is considered complexity. I'll leave that on the plate. Noodle that as you will. Would it at all conflict with your plans if you space them out? Well, so, like, the original plan is that, like, so, for example, we'll start out, and it's in the city to start out with. So the buildings are already down, the background buildings are already up, the city plate is already on the field. So at some point, all of those would be pulled up, like the buildings would go up, the city plate would be pulled away, and the island scene here would drop down. And the island plate would move over from the right. So, because they're all ending up, on this set of blocks, I can't really space them all that much because they're all going to end up in the same place at the end of the day. But let me pin that for a moment. I want to loop back to Alice really quick. Also, I'm glad at least that you've got like a couple of plans, as nebulous as they may be, in the air. I know having to wait until the end of the year is probably not a great feeling with what's going on and how it's building up currently and how long you've had to wait to get to this point as it is. I am glad at the very least that like you do have it's going to be the end of the year. And like we've offered before, if there's anything that we can do to help facilitate this, even just like getting the word out for fundraisers, like give us the heads up, give us the okay, and we'll put information out there. I meant spacing out the separate scenes further from each other. Do you mean like when they're in waiting? When they're not being used, have them spaced out more? To be clear, it's not waiting till the end of the year. It's the worst situation is going to be the end of the year. Okay. I mean, obviously okay. But hopefully then, sooner than that. Potentially. Yeah, so I'm trying to think. Like, the way I'm thinking is how do I want this? Like, the way I'm thinking is that they're kind of queued up. So, like, we've got the plates waiting on the side. And then the pieces... But, like, all the pieces are going to be... I don't know. I'm going to have to noodle, I think. The second thing I was talking about yesterday, so I might as well post about this since we're talking Portuguese politics. The Behind the Bastards podcast about Salazar semi-turned me into the Joker at points. I know that you were mentioning it a little bit. Oh, let me come back to that because it's a bigger topic. Let me catch Kronos really quick. I think the main culprit for the complexity issue stems from a high concentration of polygons in the same vicinity. I mean, something else that we can do is like have these in emitters and have them be emitted like right before they're going to start moving. But I'll come back to that. You had mentioned the Salazar podcast yesterday. It sounded from what you said in Holly's stream that it did have the makings to be pretty crummy. I'm very hit and missy with Behind the Bastards. Like, I do think that they do the research. I think they do the research. But I often find their tone to be a little bit too jokey for what they're actually talking about. And I know that's... I imagine that's to take the edge off it a little bit. But some of those topics that they talk about, like, I don't think the edge should be taken off. So I've largely stopped listening to them. I can imagine if it's something that did affect you, like, not maybe directly, because Salazar, of course, is, you know, before you were born, but, you know, it had these kind of generational impacts that ended up affecting you. It's got to feel even shittier to kind of listen to that tone talking about something that is still very present, you know, in your life. There's several parts of this, but part of the reason I turned the Joker was the jokey tone. Yeah, it's like I I get it, but like there's a time in my feeling there is a time and a place. Like there are topics that lend themselves, and there are people who may be able to tell jokes on topics that like not everybody could tell because it's it's their issue to tell jokes about. Um, but I do find that with a lot of these kind of podcasts that I've listened to is like sometimes this is not a joke. Like sometimes it's not. It's just not. And it's frustrating to listen to. That's so loud. I wonder. I, like I said, this thing, but there's a moment where they talk about it, how in Portugal very few could read in the 19th century. Uh, for context, Portugal got literacy rates on the level of most of Europe in the fucking 80s, and then they pivoted a chat GP is making people enable as an Emsler segment for like 3 minutes. What? I feel like there's so many moving parts to why that's fucked up. Um, for one thing, like 19th century, like what was the average literacy worldwide in the 19th century? Like even just to start there, like what was literacy rates in the U.S.? But like, what the? Was there? Not that I would forgive it, but I'm looking for the flow. Like, why did they decide that this was the place to introduce a segment on ChatGPT? Because that feels a little bit weird. I think that these might be a little bit loud too, is part of the problem. To be clear, it's important to talk about literacy rates in Portugal. Very few could read, and like I said, only in the 80s the rates became normal. It's important for their part. It's important for the part they're talking to. It's just uh, just to be talked with kindness and empathy. And not to pivot to fucking AI jokes. Oh, foo. God dang it. They move too fast. Shoot. Yeah, like, I can imagine that being, like, deeply frustrating. Oh, these are all the way up at 100%. That's not gonna work. Maybe it doesn't need 2 explosions. If the two sounds are fighting each other for attention, it's best to cut down to one. Yes. I kind of figured that that was where we should go. Halim shoots an oversized novelty cannon, accidentally destroys the governor's mansion. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. How are you doing tonight, Holly? Life treating you okay? There's also a part where they spend the first part, which is the only part, out where they spend the podcast talking about if Salazar was actually a fascist or not, and like Evans mentions, well, there's some academic debate if he was fascist, and to be clear, while there's niche academic debate, most of the big academics pushing the he was not a fascist narrative are themselves fascist whitewashers. Oh, Hirunda, good to see you as well. Doing alright, got some sleep, so I'm not dealing with as many spiders in my head. This is important. We would like, unless you're big on spiders, like unless you really like the spiders, I think a head without spiders is probably for the best. It just seems like it seems like a deeply weird thing to argue. Alice, like, why? I don't know why that would be like a necessary point to bring up in the podcast. Kind of like one of those, like, well, they're not technically Nazis. And it's like leaning really, really heavily on the technically, but like for all intents and purposes, like they're doing Nazi shit, they are Nazis. Alright, I think we might, like... They joke about how through the various parts they're going to examine Salazar, and at the final part they're going to decide if he was fascist or not, which, given that no one in the podcast they got for his Portuguese is like genuinely deeply offensive. But they didn't even, I don't know why I have a shocked voice here, because like this is not shocking, but they didn't even have anybody, like, they have nobody Portuguese here. They got a comedian from Los Angeles as their guest. I kind of feel like this is one of those ones where they probably ought to have maybe somebody representative of like the actual population that they're talking about, just maybe. Kind of feels like maybe. What the fuck? Alright, well, let's grab you. Put you there. And we'll grab you. Put you there. Evan cites some of the books he read for the series in the pod, and besides one academic text, most of it are books by American and British authorities. So, like, not even translated Portuguese authors then. Nah, lol. Kronos, what are you thinking of that, that set of sounds? The main book he read on him was by a British right-wing academic and not anyone actually involved in democratic memory studies. Evans, how do you fuck up this badly? Boss! Hive, lovely to see you. Hope you're well tonight. Hope life is treating you good with the things and or the stuff. Hive! It's passable. Okay, that's the most damning thing you could possibly say. So like, hook me up with some knowledge here, Kronos. Where did I fuck it up? I don't think you've ever had a harsher criticism. It's passable. Shit. Holy fuck. Like, I feel like I done fucked up. I don't like it. You know what? Like, that's super fair. Tell me where I'm going wrong. I was looking up lenses for fun, and I'm going to DM you a picture of a size comparison that I need you to look at, okay? Yes. Well, while Kronos is putting thoughts together, let me take a look at this link. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it, Hive. Why would they do that? That's okay, Kronos. That's okay. I guess the explosion is heavier than the object. It's Oreo. Oreo is tall. People compare lenses to food all the time. I still hate it though. It's so weird. Why would you, why though? We have pancake lenses. One of the lenses I have is called the Chip. There's a company that makes pancake lenses out of old disposable camera lenses encased in 3D printed Oreos. But why Oreos? I don't want more iconography of the United States. That's what I hate though. Oreos are halal. Which is good because they're not focusing lenses at all. The Warriors movie, I mean, it's a lot. I don't know, like, I find it interesting that it is, at the time, a modern-day retelling of, the Odyssey. That's kind of a thing. But, like, it's, you know, it's the Warriors. Alright, let's... What if... Why is there a sound on the explosion? Oh, you know why there's a sound in the explosion? Because I used this originally in the Metal Gear Solid, the DLC hub, and the explosions were making noise in that. Is why. So maybe that's part of the issue. So what if we... What if we... Where's that puff of smoke? That doesn't sound like a puff of smoke. That's real loud. I mean, do we want an explosion for this? Actually, what about something like that? Now, Alice, to loop back just a little bit before get completely lost off the topic, is there more to this the Salazar series? Because what if these are? Why do I have you on here? Why do I need an anti-grav tweaker when you're a stable object or a static object? I mean, is it gonna be like one of their usual 3-part series, or is it gonna be... Okay, they'll probably do at least 3 parts. I'm gonna be listening to the rest of it. But part 1 did not give me a lot of hope. No, I could totally see that it would not. I would almost ask you not to subject yourself to it, but like, I know that feeling. Part 2 dropped today. I think that is their I think that's their kind of MO with their longer series, that they do tend to drop them pretty close in succession. So I wouldn't be surprised if 3 is coming around the bend too. Yo, wait, why are you so loud exploding? Because I put that on something different. Okay, that's my fault. My bad. I mean, it's definitely not heavier, Kronos. I think I do need to turn the splat up a little bit. Because, like, it's a pretty soft sound. It seems like they talk about Salazar's relationship with the CIA and the American government, which is one, hold on a second. Talk about Salazar's relationship with the CIA and the American government in this one, which is something that is important to talk about, so I will give them a second chance, but we will see. Hopefully, at least, given the fact that this has the U.S. angle on it, and they have in the past gone fairly hard on U.S. involvement in, like, foreign governments. Maybe that's a little bit an area where they have more stable footing across toes. How frequently will we be hearing this in the video? It's only going to be like one section. I'm not sure which section of the video it's going to be, but like over a 3-minute period, I don't know, fairly frequently. It depends how I set up the frequency on the choppers. The choppers. This might be the final episode since the description talks about his death. Let me do a quick thing here. Which, doing a 2-part series on a guy like him is not, ideal. I mean, they conceivably, I don't know if they will, but they conceivably could do, a 3rd part on, like, post-Salazar. Because I feel like they've done that before. Three last things before I listen to the second episode and report back probably tomorrow at the end of the stream. So Kronos, something kind of like this. For the duration of however long the segment is. It's definitely not as loud as it was in the previous, because the previous was really loud. Alright, I should save this as a new and improved banana bomb. And I can turn these off since we know that it roughly works. Okay, now, well, why was my voice so loud on that one? I have no idea. Now, one idea that I was toying with, I know that we're pretty deep in the weeds on LVP build stuff. Please do forgive me, and don't worry if you want to bring up like another topic. It's not a problem. I know we've been kind of juggling the Salazar topic as well, but like I do appreciate the space that y'all are giving me to kind of noodle out some of these ideas. But Kronos and also to an extent Hidunda, one idea that I had, as clever as the film set, you know, having all of these moving pieces coming into play like in the same scene, and as clever and nifty as that is, and it is very clever and it is very nifty, it does present a large number. Oh my god, Kronos. It does present like a large number of like practical issues in actually like recording things that we ran into with the Ruiner set, like getting all the timings and things set up and the complexity warnings that we're seeing here. One idea that I had was to take it from a very different direction and like do say, this is going to be a very ugly mock-up. Also, thank you, Alice. I do appreciate it. Like, just having days like this, streams like this, where I can just kind of like be a low-stakes goofball is really helpful. Like, we could set up. I don't need 3. With a different kind of framing, right? No. Don't worry about waiting on your final post. Like, I can definitely juggle topics. I just wanted people to know that it's okay if they want to bring up topics to juggle. I could frame it like, you know, like the set is in the TV, and oh, I cannot juggle in real life. Make 5 of these, and then when there's a scene change, like work the camera so it looks like that the TV channel is changing. Because I could use the same, like, TV frame, and I could make, like, a wall and a table behind it, right? And so, like, all of those elements are the same. I could put a camera right here and copy it so that, like, the camera's always going to be showing the same angle, right? So it's going to have the same, like, the same TV set, apparently the same TV set, the same wall, but the set on the inside would appear differently, and I could just teleport myself like from one scene to the next. I could have like the screen, I could put like a sticker panel in front of the screen and have it like flash gray, like on old TV sets when you were changing channels, so that it blocks the view, it blocks the transition. That would be, it would allow me to have the 5 different pieces like spaced out in the level. It would make it much easier for timing on transitions because like the set pieces would already be in place. They wouldn't be moving. It's not as visually impressive, and it's not as clever. but it would be worlds easier to do. And I think that does need to be a consideration. I'd love to be able to juggle in real life, Alice. I just don't seem to have, like, I don't seem to have the coordination for it. I'd say go with the easier route if it works. Like, I'm sure it would work. Like, I've done things like that before. Knowing you already have a queue and all, I mean, I do. I do. There are times like there are times, and fewer than you may expect, but there are times where like I wish that I could just do this as a job and like support myself, because like I would love to just devote like a week to a build, like do like serious like 4 or 5 hours a day, get the build perfect, because I know that I could do it. Like I know I could figure out how to get all the pieces to move together and make it work, but I also know it would be a giant pain in the ass. Final 3 things until I listen to that second podcast. 1, their arguments on Salazar isn't fascist are deeply baffling, since they include stuff like he came to power because of a military group, or he did not have a cult of personality, which, yes, he did. 2, the series name is literally Antonio Salazar, the smartest fascist dictator, which I saw that thumbnail, by the way, and I was like, that feels like a real bold claim to make. I mean, that any of the fascist dictators should be measured by that rubric. So the whole we don't know if he's a fascist thing is baffling. 3rd, on the second episode, their only listed citation that's from a Portugal-based source is from a British expat-run tourism-focused newspaper. I feel like I've lost so much respect for Evans in like the last 40 minutes, and I didn't like have a huge amount of respect for Evans in the first place, but like it's like if someone did an episode of Hito and the only sources were like Japan Post or some shit. I'm just shaking my head here. Like, I don't even know what to do with this information because it's so fucking absurd. This is like the definition of like we as white folks can just like rock up anywhere into anyone's business and just like say shit about it. And it's okay. It's deeply, deeply frustrating. As white folks, it's deeply, deeply frustrating. Alice, I completely understand why you feel Jokerfied here. It's crap. It's like super crap. All right, I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna work on a different set for a little bit. Like, I was already feeling weird in this recent years over Bastard's whole thing, but it truly hits when it's about my home. Yeah, no, that's super fair. There's, I mean, I don't know. There's like just there is definitely like a weirdness about the show. And specifically like I don't know. I feel like I've got issues with Evans and like it sometimes he comes off to me as like I really want to be Hunter S. Thompson with war experience. And, like, neither of those are things that I particularly respect. So, they're not strong selling points. There's this very weird, like, lefty prepper vibe that comes from him. Sometimes, behind the Bastards. At points, it does just feel like I'm listening to a true crime podcast. That's really gross. I've listened to one episode of that show. I mean, I haven't listened to a ton because, like I was saying to Alice earlier, and I think I mentioned this maybe I don't know, like a couple of months back. But there's something about like their vibe with some of the topics that they discuss. They've got that kind of like humorous, jokey tone, and it's kind of it feels like we're talking about like really fucked up shit, and we need to take the edge off it a little bit, so we're gonna pepper it in with jokes. It feels like what they're shooting for, but like some of those topics just are not really things that benefit from that or need that or should have that. I was like, oh, is that it? The show that people like, and then moved on. The episode I listened to had him introduce himself as a comedian. Comedian like in The Watchmen. To fully bring up the speed, their recent episodes have been about Salazar, the Portuguese fascist dictator, which obviously have hit pretty close to home for Alice, and we're kind of breaking down some of the issues with them. Alice is going to take one for the team and listen to tomorrow's episode and bring us up to speed. I am sure it will be a thing. I was taking one for the team like a champ. The episode's already out, so I'm half listening to it, but also fair enough. Also, like, if you need not to, if you would rather that I take one for the team, I'll do it. Like, you don't gotta. I realize, like, you've got the expertise, but, like, you also don't need to punish yourself. Hi, you'd mentioned that you were terrifying yourself with the video. Dare we ask more? I actually like listening to Lisa talking more than listening to the podcast, even at half speed currently. I mean, that pleases me. I appreciate that a lot. Maintenance person climbing a radio tower above cloud cover. Holy shit. Yeah, I could, that would be, oh boy. That's an oh boy. Finally finished watching the Fate Stay the Night films, so I can finally get around to Fate Zero. Excitement. I hope it's everything you want and or more. Is it the coolest thing ever now? I like argue with you more about the Warriors and Jason X. I mean, I do have a lot of fun talking about Jason X with you. You know what's gonna fucking happen, Alice, is that like, give it a couple more months, and I'll probably be like, Jason X can't be that bad, and I'll sit down and watch it, and then I'll be like, oh my fucking god, I hate this. Because it happens all the time. I've done that on multiple occasions. I've already seen Zero. I was it was like 2012 last time I saw it. Okay. I should rewatch fucking Jason X. I should rewatch Jason X just for you. So I can finally lay this fucking thing to bed. Who knows? Maybe I'll come to a new appreciation, a new understanding of the subtle cinema verite that is Jason X. Maybe it's time to let Jason Twitter into my heart. Is it though? Do these like Streets of Fire? I don't know that I've seen Streets of Fire. Like, I know I'm familiar with it, but I don't have a coherent memory of actually watching the entire thing. Supposedly the Monica film is happening in February. Okay. Is this, are you excited? One hopes that you're excited. It has Defoe as a extremely homoerotic biker dude. I've seen, that's how I know it, because I've seen pictures of Defoe in it. Are you playing the Monica game? Wait, aren't there like multiple Monica games? Isn't there like a Monica Gacha that got shut down? I did the tutorial, did use the free gacha, got 5-star, said that's pretty good, and stopped. I mean, honestly, that's probably the best thing you could do. Wow, this gets like really grainy when you blow it up. It's a JPEG. They put a fucking JPEG in the game. I do not think I like that. Don't blow up the moon. The moon's got enough problems in JPEGs. I blew up the moon in LittleBigPlanet 3. Cause I was feeling real shitty on Tuesday. So I took the day off of work for mental health reasons, and instead of using this to like better my life or do anything of utility, I played through and beat LittleBigPlanet 3 so I could get the fucking ceiling fan decorations. Cause they're all the fuck the way in Bunkum Lagoon in Maskmaker's Tower. And it's like, you're already there, you might as well just finish the fucking game at that point. I mean, you're not wrong, cause I did get those fucking ceiling fans. And they were, in fact, exactly what I goddamn needed. I was so pissed off. It turns out... Actually, it turns out that this file doesn't have the profile corruption. It doesn't have the progress bug on the story mode. What happened was... Because I kept on noticing that it was showing, like, 30% completion on the story, but it was at the introduction. So I thought that I had the progress bug, that it got reset. What had happened was I was dragging this account into my main account to do the two-player unlocks. So that's where the 30% completion come from. But I'd never actually played story mode on this account. LVP is a discount experience anymore. I mean, but look at these ceiling fans. I would not have been able to make the airship top had I not done it. Oh shit! Did you tell me it was 1 hour and I completely missed it? Alright, well, friends and Franz, I'm going to take that break. I will encourage everybody also to get up, do a stretch, get yourself some orange juice or pickles or whatever it is that you need. I have orange juice, but I do not have pickles. And I will be back in just, a couple minutes. Be right back. I am back. I need to buy like a real cup for myself and use it for actual drinking. I own two potential cups. I have a giant beer stein that I stole from Torikizoku, and I have like a nice glass. The glass I use to keep my utensils in, and the beer stein I use to keep sharp things in that are not knives. Uh, which means that I have to drink out of a measuring cup because that's all I've got left, and I hate it. I hate it so much. What are we doing with this one? I think we're gonna go for like a moon kind of temple-y thing. I think that was the mood. Someday I'll be a real adult. It ain't today though. God damn it. Like, I knew that was gonna fucking happen too. Ah. Silly goober. That's okay. I can be a silly goober if I want to. I do have these out. And podcasts you actually, which podcasts do you actually like? Under the Dome podcast? Oh shit, that's right, you were telling us about that the other day. I'm gonna have to check that out. I keep on seeing Agnes Tachyon show up, like, on my Tumblrs. Do I need to know this person? Wait, do I want... Maybe not. Hold on a second. She's a Joker horse girl. I do, kind of, yes. She's an irresponsible scientist Joker horse girl. I mean, those are the best kind, though. I think she's one of those horse girls where the real life horse died. Oh my god. horses don't last a lot of years. I mean, you're not wrong. It's pretty funny to say it like that, but you're not wrong at all. So is this new gacha game, is it like officially the shit? Because it shows up a lot on my TL. It's the biggest gacha game in Japan. Okay. I guess it's very on brand of me that, like, the two Nikkei I wanted and managed to pull were the Nikkei who fashions herself a villain and bullies and teases you a lot, but can't be a villain if her life depended on it, and B, the beleaguered public servant who is surrounded by people who make her job harder. Hi, are these aspirational? I feel like these are kind of aspirational. I meant to send you the newest visual for the e-film. It's gonna be a silly question. What's an e-film? Oh, the film. Hi. I just crawl into a hole and die. How about that? Yo, imagine if films were on the internet. That'd be the future. It's never gonna take off, Kronos. I appreciate your enthusiasm, your love of the craft, but it's just not gonna happen. You can't be living in a dream world like this. The film's long for the salt mines. You ain't gotta be so cruel, Kronos. You know I used to keep up with the morning newspaper. That's part of my job. It's so funny that there's a divide between Japanese and Western Musume communities because there's a reoccurring, the girls will be turned into glue joke, and in Japan that's not a thing because the joke is they're turned into horse sashimi instead. I'm glad they're both having a good time with it. I've never had horse sashimi. Horse sashimi. I've had chicken sashimi before. Which I realize is a completely different thing, but... No, you goofball, you can't glue those on yet. Don't be gluing. Now is not the glue time. Actually, that should probably be a little bit further down. Although, that does run the risk of never actually being able to see it. Interestingly, Umusume has a pretty strict ban on any not safe for work content due to the girls relying on real-life horses, but there's also a meme that it's enforced by the Yakuza since they run the horse racing industry. That's pretty funny. I feel like we might have talked about that before. Like, I feel like that was a thing that's come up. Oh, this is not related to Uma Musume at all, and that does not need to be followed up on if nobody's interested in it. But I heard that Steam is starting to take adult content off of the storefront because of payment providers getting antsy about it. It's always the fucking card companies. It is always the fucking card companies. Who recommend me hentai schlock on my page now? Wait, which meme is that, Alice? Oh, the Oxa one, okay. A friend of mine is waiting for Manhattan Cafe. I don't know what that is, Hive? Like, is that a horse name, or is that, like, something completely different? There have been several times where Uma Musume, not safe for work artists, had posts being like, I'm deleting all my stuff. I have meeting some guys who just cared about horses. They just really cared about horses. Oh. Also, like, horse racing in Japan is run by the Yakuza, and everyone knows it. Yes. Yeah, it's pretty well known. Not well kept secret. Great deal. Actually, Kronos, yes. I wish that it didn't have the splashy noises. Yeah? Because I turned off physics sounds. Oh, really? Oh, shit. Hold on a sec. Oh, shit. You're right. It's just because it's just gonna get, like, super annoying after a while. Oh, wait. We should maybe make this, like... I didn't even know that you could tweak water. And it's like, it's got an on-off? What does that even do? I like the idea that some 80-year-old guy that's been working for the Oxa since forever, and his job now is to look at Twitter for, not safe for work, horse girls porn, and be like, boys, it looks like we have a gooner. Time to crack knuckles and pay him a visit. We've got a gooner. Horse girl porn watch. A fellow cultured soul, but also let's get that bag. What, are they gonna cut it off him? Lucky bastards. Maybe I should make horse girl porn. Horse race test topped out 210 on the Boro. What's that mean? I mean, I wish these were monkey plaques. That would be so much better. Horse racing is basically run by the mafia in every country it's allowed. It's the most classic of mafia-run sports. That does seem to track, though, doesn't it? Interestingly, Final Fantasy IX is the cheapest compared to the other, except 7, which I already have. I mean, 9 is, honestly, I'd say is the best one. Something something horses represent freedom, etc. That's America? Is it though? Is it really? I kind of roll to disbelieve. I think historically we've not really been all that down with the freedom. Horse racing is the most American sport because they invented super eugenics. I mean, you're not wrong. I didn't know horses were guns. Oh my god. Kratos, the things you say are amazing. Oh fudge. Get back here. Thank you. Why am I there? That's not where I want to be. Where's my banana object? My banana object! The moon ground is strangely pleasing. Isn't it though? I really like it. I'm a fan. Where... Oh, where is our nanner? On the king's end of the Just King's Under the Dome podcast, the reaction to them finding out Under the Dome is in the same universe as Jack Reacher is very funny. Wait, what? Like, wait. Is Jack Reacher, like, do they mean as in the character, or do they mean as in, like, the show 24 exists in that world? Or do they mean, like, Jack Reacher exists in that world? What? I remember more from Under the Dome than I really would like to, but I don't remember Jack Reacher. Jack Reacher isn't the very tall man who solves problems by being very tall. Wait, isn't Jack Reacher like the 24 dude? He's mentioned in the book, and there's a Jack Reacher novel where he goes to Maine, and Under the Dome is town is mentioned in Maine. Wait, I thought Jack Reacher was like one of those dudes, like Tom Clancy here. Reacher fans were upset when notoriously short Tom Cruise played him in the Jack Reacher movies. About a tall guy who solves crime. I mean, honestly, very upsetting. Kronos. On top of the pillars. Do we have real banana? Or do we have abstracted banana? It's not Tom Clancy, but it's Tom Clancy adjacent. Okay. Okay. Maybe I got it mixed up because, like, Cruise is also doing the Mission Impossible things, and those are, like, very Clancy adjacent. Fans were happy when Jack Reacher in Amazon's Reacher was suitably tall, solved crimes by being a large man. Is Jack Reacher just like non-magic Harry Dresden? One of each. It represents the duality of the mind. Oh my god. Ah, Kronos, I love you. Ah, that's so good. Yes. Yes. That's perfect. This looks like wait. This looks like a job for a big boy. Jack Reacher, 2004. Oh, because you try to capitalize the J and the R. Oh, I get it. I've seen one clip from Reacher, and it's him walking up to an SUV that's attempting to escape and kicking it so hard it stops. It's too good. Can we stand on the water? Oh shit! When paused, water has it's solid ground. That's super cool. Love that. I know that paint is. I never tried it with water though. Mostly because I've never used water, I think. Honestly, if a bunch of people hadn't already told me I needed to watch it because large men solving crimes and being large, that clip would have done it. Oh, he's very large. That's a large man. He's so large and none of it is neck. Oh wow, that's some pretty fantastic art though. The Modica art that Kronos sent me, it's real good. I don't know if it's as good as my It's Always Allosaurus in Philadelphia, but it's still really good. Oh shit, what did I miss from you, Alice? Give me a sec. I saw the picture. I saw the picture. That's what I was reacting to about the very large but no neck. It's Amazon's Reacher. Well, what else did I miss? American of Sports is eugenics. Got that part. He's mentioned the book Jack Reacher novel. He's mentioned the book, and there's a Jack Reacher novel where he goes to Maine. I read that part. Oh shit! Wait, I know I got that one. God, I fucking hate what Twitch has done with their scroll. Like, why is it so difficult? Tall guy solves crimes. Got that. Picture. Yo, I read all of this. Alice? I got all of this. Apparently the books and show introduce a Moriarty-like guy to be his rival. It's a guy who's even larger than him? That's really funny. A friend of mine was watching along and was like, oh wow, Reacher's up against a man who's larger than him. How will he solve this? I mean, you can just, I think if he just cut the man off at the ankles. Curse you, John Grabber! Ah. That's all too funny. Send me a screenshot. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my god! Reacher Season 3's gigantic villain! I mean, he is, though. He's huge. What did they feed this child? Please observe how the larger man who's larger than the large man is so large he doesn't fit in the frame. He's very big. He's large. Earth, earth, earth. Wait, I thought there were other Earth stickers, though. Like, I know there's Lovely Earth, but I thought there was a couple more. There's Collage Earth, but that's definitely not what we want. Soreka. What else has Lee Child written? Is Lee Child the Reacher guy? It must be, right? Did they add an Irene Adler character who beats Jack Reacher by being almost as big as him but wearing heels? I mean, I think they should stick with the bit and make her, like, even bigger. I wish, like, round objects were actually fucking round. 'Cause this infuriates me. Look at this! It's the Earth is pill-shaped. It's a big Earth. Big Earth. But yeah, I'm very baffled why King decided to make Jack Reacher official in his universe. The books aren't by him, but I guess he's friends with... Oh, fudge. God damn it, Twitch. I guess he's friends with the writer because, like I said, Under the Dome is canon to Jack Reacher. That's like... Of all the books you could show up in, why would it be Under the Dome? Book series chronicles the adventures of Jack Reacher, former major in the United States Army, a military police corps, now a drifter, roaming the United States and taking on jobs, investigating suspicious and frequently dangerous situations, some of which are of a personal nature. The Reacher series has maintained a schedule of one book per year, except for 2010 when 2 installments were published. Holy shit. Jack Reacher could destroy the dome from under the dome. I mean, canonically, the dome from under the dome is stronger than Tomahawk missiles. And also stronger than the strongest acid known to man. Why is it pill-shaped? Why is it pill-shaped? I hate it. Why can't you just be fucking round? We're living on a football-shaped Earth, and they're trying to hide it. Are you kind of round now? You're kind of round now. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. It's fine. Is it stronger than digging a real good tunnel? I stopped reading and it can't be bothered checking. They do try to dig under it and it keeps going down. Oh, it's because I go to the wrong sticker page, Alice, because it's got the stickers that are frames for like camera shots. Did you size the spinner up? That might work the Z-scale. I think I sized the actual object up. But you're right, that does also work the Z-scale, and I hate it. Doesn't he, like, not want the Epstein files released? Well, I mean, we know that that King did have a party era. 2019, he made a post about how Epstein's suicide is fake and rich people are glad he's dead. But now he's going, Epstein files are fake, so it's 100% on the list. Huh, I wonder why the dude who hates Trump publicly on Twitter for years wants them kept private. Who can say? Oh, King. Oh, King. You don't think it's totally fake when both King and Zionism points think it's fake and totally not real? Wait, did ContraPoints weigh in on the fucking Epstein files? Why? What the fuck? You think she's already got like a big enough hole that she's dug? Can't she quit while she's only moderately behind? Right. Thinks Epstein did not traffic minors to rich people and that he trafficked minors to himself. Okay, Zionism points. Okay. I mean, let's be honest though. It's not like we were taking her opinion seriously on anything. She's friends with Hillary. I forgot that. Wait, is she really? Like, are they chums? Alice, you know the likelihood of me remembering things that we've talked about. Like, it's not great. One of these days you're gonna send me a deeply cursed object of liberalism? Why, though? Why would you do that to me? Oh, shit. Oh, you were going to send me. I completely misread that. I thought you were saying one of these days you were going to send it to me. I didn't know you were going to send it to me, like, right fucking now. Hold on a sec. Is it like ContraPoints in an I'm with Hillary hat or something? Please look carefully at the names. Oh, God. Alright, give me like a couple of seconds here. Oh, I fucked that up. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, like, how cursed is this going to be before I actually look at it? Maid Cafe openings are tomorrow. Wait, are you going to get a job at one? Kronos, are you going to be a maid? Kronos, we support you. We are here for you in your quest to become the best maid ever. It's like you were made for the job? Oh, fair enough. But I think you'd make a perfectly cromulent maid. The Cromulants would be real. Not the Romulans. They're not real. They're just on Star Trek. I don't think I'm doing this right. The 18 plus butler cafes? What? Wait, like are the maid cafes like wholesome and like okay for families, but the butler cafes where people get up to fucking hijinks? There's a sequel to Alien Romulus being developed. Do you think they'll make a good movie this time? No. No. I think they learned a lesson, and that lesson is we are in the age of nostalgia for 90s kids. Hey, Pa, I got a job with the Femboy Mafia. They says they're gonna make me a maid man. Oh my god, that's great. Yeah, I mean, King wrote that whole scene in it. Oh, is it? Oh shit, hold on. I gotta actually peep this. Alice, why have you sent me this curse thing? Oh, the whole scene in it. I don't know. I don't know about this, Alice. I can't look at that for too long. I know the scene, the orgy scene. No, now that I'm on the trolley about like what scene we're talking about, like, no, I don't want to be online. I can't go online. You know, the orgy scene. I know, but like, I just didn't need it. This is unnecessary to my life. I set up a PayPal today. Before I even got my bank details, they banned me. What? Wait, what the fuck? Why? I'm kind of pissed off. Even if you follow all their bad rules, they can just ban you. But like, under what grounds? Thank you, Evil Gay Vampire Man. Wait, the dude from Preacher? Or Lestat? Like, Evil Gay Vampire Man does not narrow it down at all. Because PayPal's owned by a company who's owned by a man who hates anyone that isn't rich or young enough to have blood that will make him young. I just really make Peter Thiel work for his undeserved billions. I mean, that part I know. I know about the paying teens for giving their blood. I just like, based on the information we currently have, it looks like there's been an inconsistent financial performance in the account related to the cash flow, income statement, bank statement, and credit report. What the fuck? So it literally is just like, we don't want poor people to use PayPal? I used PayPal for literally one thing ever, and it was for my friend to pay me in exchange for getting him a Lugia in Pokemon Go. Oh fuck, we're at 2 hours already? God damn it. Fuck me. Metaphorically. Let me I want to do a really quick thing, and then I will take that break. I just want to set up cameras here and see what this looks like. They had none of my banking information, and I had set up the account 3 minutes earlier. Then they sent me 2 emails saying my account was reinstated. It was not. What the fuck? Are there human beings that you can talk to? See, this is one of a dozen reasons why I just do not want to do anything on fucking line. Sent an angry email, but it'll be in the bin by now. Holly, I'm super sorry that happened. Well, shit. Are there other options that you can use for the Twitch stuff? Like, is PayPal the only thing? Because I know a lot of things go through PayPal. I'm semi-blessed that Portugal only redeeming things is Mway. Mway? This is just for direct tipping. I should be able to use the bank account for Twitch stuff. At least there's that. Like, it's still really deeply shitty, but... like, at least this is not going to stitch you up completely. Alright, let me get down here. I think, like, I need to wiggle a few things and like, bring the top of the screen down a bit lower. But I think, like, it kinda... I feel like the roots of the idea could work. But let me get that breaking, and I will be back in 5. That's it. That's the hit post. That's the post. Mway is basically specifically created for Portuguese banks and companies that basically means you can use local Portuguese bank number to pay for like 90% of stores. Connects all the banks to a specific program that lets stores on the go to let you pay with your local bank. You don't have to use PayPal or another American company. That's pretty cool. That's super cool. But I'm definitely on my break now, so I'll be back.
orange juice.
Looking through account information in PayPal, and it says I made $10,000 sales last year? Wait, 10,000 sales last year. I made the account 5 hours ago. What the fuck? What? The fuck? Go home PayPal? You're drunk? I mean, you kind of sound like the worst salesperson ever. I can kind of get behind this. Oh, you got $0? How do you do 10,000 sales to get $0? Do you at least get your chicks for free? %0 losses. I'm hitting my forehead like the fucking the American ableism meme. I have Burrow Your Way to My Heart stuck in my head, and I really wish I did not. 100% in the black here! Alright, I mean, fair enough, right? What if you were 100% in the Black Album? Would that be better or worse? I feel like that would be worse. I don't think Black Album gets a lot of respect. Although I suppose it gets more respect than Load and Reload, so what do I know? Oh, these gotta be, They gotta be quiet. I don't know. What are we thinking about this? Does this look good? Adjacent? I kind of miss the pill-shaped Earth. I couldn't. I couldn't with the pill-shaped Earth. I'm sorry. Cute though it might be. All right, so we need to gussy up the TV screen a bit. Pill Earth, more like Kill Earth. Womp womp. Alright. I'm like 20 minutes into the second episode of Bastards, and I can't listen to all of it before streams end, so I'll talk more tomorrow. Yes! Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh, there's more. But I will just say this is not getting my hopes up. Oh, I hate that. Don't love that. Wait. Did I? Oh, well, you know what I could do, though? Is I could just defizz this. They should have gotten a Portuguese person, or at least a scholar of democratic memory, instead of some LA comedian guy as the guest on this series. Yeah, that seems pretty damn fair. Like, if you're doing something so far out of your depth, I kind of feel like you do need to have somebody on hand who knows what the hell they're talking about. Like that. It almost like it kind of makes you want to go back to older episodes they've done and see what the scholarship was on those. Because I kind of just assumed that they were doing their homework, but it doesn't sound like they've been doing their homework. Which is maybe a good lesson to learn. Not to be mean to him, but like, I think Evans fundamentally has an issue where he thinks to an extent he can be the authority on fascism due to some of his reporting, so he's making extremely wild statements that are basically because it's not like fascism. I know this can't be fascism, and like maybe the fascism you know is a very small part of fascism, and maybe you don't know that much about why fascism is bad. Is it Dunning-Kruger? Dunning-Kruger? Has he gotten Dunning-Krugered? Us! Supam! How you doing? Opens the door, falls forward, dissolves it like the LBP goop effect upon impact with the floor. Hey yas! Splorched? How you doing, Soup? It's lovely to see you as always. Hope you're really well. Or as well as any of us get in these benighted times. You know, I realize since, like, we're just defizzing these anyways, I shouldn't have actually cut out the, I shouldn't have cut these out. Like, that was silly. That was goofy. That's just making more, vectors than I really need, so... Fuck! It was not a fun day today. I think I was out for 4 straight hours trying to secure groceries. Like, not even particularly exotic groceries. Just like, stuff like $2 noodle packs. What the fuck? I did not like that, Soup. I want to catch up what Alice has said and come back to that. Alice says, I extremely don't know why they're deciding to do this whole thing about debating if Salazar counts as fascism or not. So much in the episode, even just the framing of Salazar being wholly different from other fascists when, like, no part of the issue is that he's just focusing on the guy when there's a million other people involved in the fascist state that were important in terms of talking about this. It does feel like a real weird framing, especially since like the framing of the episode, like of the series, is that he's a fascist. Like, why suck and fuck around the point? There has to be some kind of extreme supply issue happening. Dairy sections were completely empty. Yo! What is going on in the OS? It just kind of leaves a bad taste in general. It leaves a bad taste given the rise of fascism again in Portugal, and how so much of current Portuguese fascism is trying to whitewash the new state, which was the name of the fascist regime, as different from fascism. Yeah, like not even strictly just in the past, but like what's going on currently right now. And thank you, Sue. I've decided, as much as I like the idea of doing it as like a film set and have all the pieces like coming into the scene into the same basic space, it was causing some complexity issues, and also it was just kind of brain frying me, trying to figure out like, okay, well, how do I set up the logic so that it does all of that smoothly? So I decided to do something that is ultimately an easier idea. Easier to pull off, at least. Because the whole point of this was like that I was going to keep the Ape Escape and Slitterhead reviews like relatively simple, so that they were a lot lower stress on me than the Ruiner one. I'll talk about this more tomorrow, but they're speedrunning a whole bunch of history. I know Behind the Bastards normally focuses on one big bastard, but there's so much history and other figures that they're not even mentioning. That does come down to it too, right? Like, this whole, like, big man of history kind of theory, you know? Kronos, I actually think I might want to hold on to that idea for the LBP 1 or 2 review, because we will eventually get around to LBP 1 and 2. And I'm thinking that, like, setting it up in a create mode space really works with that quite well. Yeah, it sounds hinky as hell. Soup. The stuff that Holly's going through, it's real weird. They also frame the Portuguese colonies in a weird way. Literally less than a minute from here's your activation code to your account is deactivated. Fuck off. I hate that. They keep on talking about the African colonies of Portugal, which were the biggest colonies, but the way it's said, it's framed in a way implying that we only had colonies in Africa when, no, we had colonies in Asia also. Yeah, kind of famously so. It does give that impression, Alice. And it definitely feels weird. It makes sense since the only actual Portuguese source is expat newspaper. I just realized this cuts off the bottom. That's like... yeah. That's a fucking whole thing. Like, all of all the sources you could fucking go to, like, why would that be the one? It was only given to China in 1999. It was the year I was fucking born. Oh my god. You're born the year I graduated from high school. Chigawa, the year I graduated from university. Oh my god, oh my god. I know we've gone through this dance like a number of times, but it hits me every fucking time. I know we've talked about this, but it still gets me. LBP, why are you like this? I'm lucky enough that I was able to convince them I was in fact an actual person, not a scam bot, but I've held for a long time that it sure is super duper cool that the biggest payment processor on the planet, whose use is mandatory for freelancers and marginalized folks, can just decide to ban you for life with no way to dispute the decision. Yes. Me and Cronus are like the Zoomer rep in your mod team. You're not wrong. You hear that, Kronos? You're a Zoomer. Zoom! I mean, I'm X, but barely. I think 78 is like is the cutoff depending on what chart you're using. If that's true, explain why we got last place in our track and field team in grade school. Ba-dum-bum. I don't want to give out a number, but I believe I'm also Zed. Generation Zombro? See, there's no way I'm going to be able to get the bottom of the screen, and I should just leave the screen fucking alone. Baby soup! Tiny soup! Cans of tiny soup! Comfortably, definitely Gen Y. Firmly a 99 baby. Class of 99, except it's the fuck. I lost it. Lost it! Just drop it. I couldn't figure out what the baby ward is called in the hospital. Just completely like escaped from me. What's the baby ward called? Joke failed. Class of 99 is it's a something. It's not good. Like, I need to be upfront about it. It's not a particularly good movie. Also, sorry I keep on blue screening, but born the year The Matrix came out, more like cool baby. Maternity! Thank you! Class of 99, but for the maternity ward. Without giving your age away, who in chat is older than the Metallica album and Justice for All? Definitely me. I used to be able to. I used to know all the lyrics to all the songs on And Justice for All, and I realize looking now that I've lost all of them. I need to listen to that Blackened remix that you sent me, Hive. I hate that every day I get scam phone calls. I hate that too. Why are they trying to scam you? Fear that you're the second oldest here. I mean, you should be proud of that. That means you survived. Do I have a brown? It's me, you know, it's like, yeah, I can't not be ominous. I'm sorry. Who in chat is older than my favorite movie, Jurassic Park? Yatta! Did we go with the bear or the beaver? Which honestly sounds like the bisexual's dilemma. I actually set up my voicemail inbox for the first time yesterday because I got a bunch of calls and I was worried it was from the post office. But they're all scam calls for health insurance I do not have. I hate it. I periodically get phone calls, but they're always from like unlisted numbers, so I just don't answer them. And I never call them back. Cause I could give a fuck. Beaver, lend us your brown. Yeah, okay, I can fuck with that. It doesn't help that I have a supermarket phone plan. There's basically free license to have your info sold. But maybe it's going to be a bizarre question, and I apologize if it is, but what is a supermarket phone plan? Like, does that mean you actually bought it from the supermarket, or is this like Australian slang? What was quite a... Oh, it was a good sentence. Here it's like they phone and they say, sir, madam, etc. Your wife, daughter, husband, grandpa, friend of a friend of a friend from high school, got kidnapped by the Omega Mafia. Give us money so they can be saved. I'd be like, keep them. See if I care. They don't have those. In Australia, both major supermarkets sell spare bandwidth from the major telcos at dramatically cheaper prices. I have never heard that before. I do, of course, believe that it is a thing that exists, but no, this is the first time I've heard it. Give us some money. Oh, and could you send us some money to save your friend? Oops. Nopes. I have no money. What are you thinking? I gotta smudge you up. Yeah. The other big thing is WhatsApp scams that are like, hello, we insert big social media company here are hiring social media performers. We'll give you $1 million big bucks if you give us your entire financial info. Oh, so they can transfer it to the bank, right? It's so you can transfer it to the bank, right? Soup says I get 15 gig a month and unlimited phone plus SMS for 20 instead of the roughly 35 to 45 it should cost, but it's a little slower, coverage is worse, and of course you have the info selling. Of course. I mean, where would we be without the info selling? Are we as a people so degraded that we can't just allow corporations to sell our info anymore? We talked about this before, but I think Japan has a similar thing, right? With the scams, or with the supermarket phone plans? Because definitely similar things with the scams. The more the Omega Mafia one than the we're hiring for major company one, but oh yeah, like as much as they go on about like the rise in crime and everything is terrible, and of course it's all foreigners, historically Japan's biggest crime problem has been scams, and they are not generally run by foreigners. But it's a huge problem here, and there's like even since I came to Japan 20 years ago, uh, there would be like warning posters everywhere, like on all the ATMs. There's warnings like how to tell a scammer and how you're supposed to handle it. Very much a long-term issue here. That said, Octopus, major Australian telco, did have a data leak that was just about visible from space in 2022, so it's not just the supermarkets getting in on the poor data handling. I mean, it's good to know that this can be an anybody activity, that everybody can get in on the fun. Is there a black line doodle? I think there like actually is not. Oh wait, shit. Never mind. Never mind. Fuck me. Didn't they lose people's driver's license numbers? Yeah? That's kind of a wowzers. And also, potentially, a Bowser's. Sanseido can't get big voting bucks for... big voting bucks off talking about fighting crime when it's about the real crime that happens in Japan. Oh no, right? Like it's they gotta make sure that they can implicate the foreigners as being a major cause of concern. Holy shit! No, wait. Let me check. What exactly is Optus? Because I feel like I might have missed that part of it. Holy fuck. Almost half the country by population? It's a telecom company, gotcha. They need to talk about crime like it's the plot of Yakuza 1 is all secret Koreans and Chinese doing Omega crimes. Yo! I can't remember if this is a Sanseido. Sanseido? Like I'm from fucking America? I can't remember if this is Sanseido or not, but one of the parties putting people in for election have been going hard on how the LDP is mostly naturalized foreigners pretending to be Japanese. So, yeah, that conspiracy is still alive and fucking well. I hate it so much. Just like that old student of mine. She was going on about like how all the newspapers are run by secret Chinese. Oh, Moxie, get yourself some really good rest. I hope that you wake up refreshed, filled with the wonder of wonderful dreams, and the knowledge that you are loved by many. Alright. I can fuck with this. Ultranationalists have been talking online for a couple of years that the LDP is Chinese-controlled PSYOP But I guess it's finally reached real life and not weird online boards. Yeah. Yeah, it's, oh god, it's just so, it's so fucking weird. Oh, shit. Hold on. I gotta make sure that you are someplace safe. Because otherwise you're gonna make something explode. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't particularly fill me with the warm fuzzies, I'll tell you that much. I mean, not that you would have expected it to, I think, but just put it out there. I think we bring you up a little bit so it doesn't look like just kind of break off there. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. These both believe Shinzo Abe was a super god king guy that was saving Japan, and also that the LDP is Chinese and Korean controlled. I don't know how they square that circle. Like, I really honestly don't. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then I'll have a screen that is like for the B-roll. Maybe I'll put it like around here, like on an arm. Yeah, I can fuck with this. Oh, you know what I need? Shoot, I wish I hadn't erased that. Well, like, I guess we might go a bit over tonight. Even though I know it's gonna kick my ass tomorrow. Because I'm kind of cooking here. Although not too much over, I should think. The cooker. She's gas powered. Ah. Fuck! I am gonna have to make. I have to make a separate screen there. Okay, so what we do? Bring this over. Let's see. The most I heard once is that some believe that the LDP did an inside job kill against him because he was fighting all the secret foreigners. Whatever helps these people sleep at night, I guess. Because that is patently absurd. When am I streaming Yakuza 1 and 2? Never. I feel like I got everything I needed out of Yakuza 0. Like, I appreciate Yakuza, and I get where it's going. I think it's got some neat points. I don't know if I can say I strictly like the story, because it does feel like it does rely a lot on spoopy foreigners, but it's so much of a game. Like, there's so much to it, and I remember kind of being a little bit done with it by the time we got to the end of the Yakuza 0. It gets better as the series goes on. I don't doubt it. Like, I honestly do respect what it's doing quite a lot, but I just, like, it is a lot. There are 9 to 10 mainline games by now. That's, I mean, it's definitely another point of consideration, yeah. Oh my god, that's like super bright. I mean, it's not going to be that bright in the actual show, but... The thing with the writer on the first 2 games is that they got an actual Yakuza fiction writer for 1 and 2, but that guy was one of those Yakuza writer guys that was both an ultra-nationalist and friends with the Yakuza from what I've been told. So the first 2 games have that stink due to that. I mean, they definitely... Well, I don't know about the first 2, because I've only played like a little bit of Yakuza 2, and it was all in Japanese, so I wasn't following any of it. But I don't know. Zero's got its weirdness about it too. But mostly, like at the end of the day, it's mostly just the practical consideration of I don't know if I have it in me to do Yakuza streams just because they're just so much. Well, now we're definitely going to have to work with the camera on this lab. Wait. Why? What happened here? Okay. Maybe I was trying to do like 2 different things at the same time. I think Yakuza gets better about treating foreigners later on, though still with some caveats. They get better about Chinese and Koreans, but still have a weirdness about like black foreign workers and stuff. Oh, that's why. It was on front view. I wish I could say that that surprised me, but I really am not. I saw the part about the 7-8 long RPGs, and then the bit about getting better about at least the Chinese and Koreans. Was there another thing that I missed? Okay, alright. Now, I need you to be 1 away. Which I think... Is this a full space? Okay. That's space right. The only thing I said was understandable for you not to want to stream games that big. I don't know how folks do it. Because I've seen folks, like, do full, like, RPG style, streams, and I can't. Some people just lock in. I mean, a lot of respect for it. Like, if they can pull it off, like, honestly, yeah. But whew, some people get money from it. That's also true. That is a thing. Oh wait, hold on a second. Make sure we turn this off. There's a guy I follow who does 20-hour streams! Holy dogs! I mean this in the most honest way possible. About making money? Won't stop streaming till the game is beat. That is... I mean, frankly, kind of amazing, but also kind of terrifying. Alright, well, I'd have to take off the edges here. I have the 5 or 6 hours, and I think my limit is probably 7. We're going a little bit overtime. Not too late overtime, but I just kind of wanted to see what the blocking looked like on these screens. No, like, I definitely, there is a limit tonight. Because part of the reason why we're doing the LBP is because I just got my butt kicked at work. So I definitely do want to keep that kind of in mind. Well, hold on. Alice says, I'm returning to streaming soon. Fucking awesome. Have probably a limit of, can only do 4 hours. 4 hours is really my max. Like, I can't do more than that. It's just, it's too much. And the times that I've done 4 hours, it's all been like, I got to like the 3 hour point. I'm like, I've got lots of energy. I could do another hour. And then I get to like the 3 hour, 30-minute point. I'm like, oh my god, I'm fucked. I'm completely fucked. Soup says, I have to worry for his health. The kind of length is typically reserved for charity, not for regular streams. Yeah. Holly says 5 or 6 with a max of 7. I don't know if I could do 7. If I, for a real good cause and had perfect conditions, I might be able to push to 5. I think we did one of the Resident Evil 6 streams, I think came to like 6 hours. And because we were at the Ada section, the Ada chapter, and I was just like, I'm done with Resident Evil 6. I need this to be done. And was like, we're gonna wrap it. We're close to the end. We were not nearly as close to the end as I thought. And I was so tired. I think you did more 4 hour streams when it was the Osaka arc of this channel. I think so, yeah. But there was like pretty big chunks of the Osaka time that I was unemployed, so it was a little bit easier. And I was also like, my sleep schedule was really weird, where I was like, there was like a big chunk of time where like I would just be like sleep for 2 hours and then wake up for an hour and then sleep for 2 hours and then wake up for an hour. Like it was real like depression hours sleeping. Holly did do really intensive voice training, to be fair. I mean, that's a big part of it, but there's also just like the energy to do it. Like my voice couldn't hold out for 7 hours. That's not even a possibility there. Um, but like just having the vim, I couldn't. My limit's partially due to the times I stream and the limits of my voice. If I streamed earlier, I'd be able to avoid exhaustion more. I can lift trucks with my voice. That's kind of awesome. It checks out more than what I was assuming the reason was. Residual joy of Osaka life granted you an extra hour of stream time. There was a lot of things going on in Osaka at that time. I did like I love Osaka very much, but the last couple of years in Osaka, like I had big periods of unemployment. We were still like in the heart of the pandemic season. The George Floyd protests were really popping off. Like I had just come out. I just figured my shit out not too long before. Uh, it was just like there were a lot of pans on the fryer, and I was not really dealing with a lot of it well. Um, I was drinking like a lot at that time, like even for what I was normally drinking, like I was drinking a lot. Um, so yeah, as much as I would like to say that was just like I was super happy because I was in Osaka and it let me do more, like that was not a great period. Can I grab all of these? I don't think I can without, shoot. Well, I mean, I can leave this to fix for later because it's not nearly as difficult to fix. It's not nearly as difficult a fix as it looks. It's more just like grabbing everything, which is kind of a pain. All right, let's save this. Whoa! This level's getting pretty complicated, huh? With all this stuff going on, you might not be able to publish it. Maybe you should delete some bits and bobs. Um, I know, like, if I can't publish this level, what am I gonna do with myself? Um, yeah, there's too much stuff, like, crammed together in one spot. One of the reasons why I wanted to move to the TV program style instead of the movie set style, because I could actually split, like, all of the pieces into their own areas. Uh, but we're going to assume that that actually saved. It may, in fact, not. Um, that was a genuine. I thought that might be a sign of potential level corruption, knock on wood. It's come up a lot, so I'm not too worried about that one. When are you doing a 20-hour LBP stream? Lol. Lol. If you want, I could find the diaphragm breathing exercises I used when I was younger. Would help with voice training later. That would be kind of neat. I'm not going to make you break your back for it. Like, if it's something that's easily within reach of your fingertips, I would love that. But don't feel like it's something that, like, you've got to do right away. That's how you unlock the secret LBP4 beta. Are you like splitting up tasks with Kronos? Is like does Kronos not have the energy for snark anymore that you're taking a little bit of his job from him? Um because I feel like this is Kronos's place to to throw the salt on LBP. Shouldn't be too hard to get. Okay, well, yeah, like I'd be super happy to see him. We should do coffee, and we should do coffee again. I'm gonna have to figure out when that will work. Things are going to get moderately busy for the next couple of weeks, but we'll work something out. Listen, I am now a mod in this community, so even if I am not an LBP, I must make LBP4 jokes. You know, that's fair. Were it not for the fact that I don't know how I could feasibly do that without using Gen AI, which, no. I'd love to set up a 24/7 LBP community level stream. That would be, I mean, that would be fucking awesome. When it comes to LBP roasting, it's a big book. It's like the Bible. Fair enough. I stand corrected. But I also stand at the point where I think we should start to ribbon this up to make sure that I don't fuck myself up too much for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Dead Cells or Isaac. Depends on my mood. If I'm feeling a bit tired, it'll probably be Isaac because it's a little bit less frenetic than Dead Cells, but it'll be one of those. Next week will be kind of the same stuff. Doing the get some Risk of Rain 2 in there, maybe get some Isaac in there. Maybe mix it up and do like Assault Android Cactus. We haven't played that in ages, but it doesn't really change, so I'm not so sure. Well, thank you, Hidunda. And thank all of y'all. Just stream for 24 hours. Probably just record a bunch of fan levels. Oh, I get what you mean. I mean, yeah, like, you could... I could just set up a stream of, like... We've got more than 24 hours of level footage. That would be easy to do. I mean, it would be, like, easy to do, but, you know, like, we have all the pieces if we wanted to do something like that. Right. I think that's all the Administrata, so... I'm going to leave that there. What have I got? Time sink's a little too much. Ideally, playing off of the levels would be automatic. Right, like set it up as like a 24-hour video file. That doesn't work. That's not how that works. Anyways. That's noodling for some other time. Yeah, this is a good one. I will ask you all, as I always do, please be taking care of yourselves out there in the meat space. Make sure that you're getting all the hydration and electric eels that you need. All you folks down in the southern hemisphere, make sure you're bundling up, because it's pretty chilly down there. If you got... Nope, that's later. If you're in a politically sensitive spot, a place where safety is not guaranteed, please be taking double care. Make sure you're checking your surroundings, being with people, all of that not so happy stuff, but I do want y'all to be sucking air for a while in the future. Do try to get at least one meal in a day. Doesn't have to be good food, but it does have to be food. I'd like you to get more than one meal, and I'd like some of that to be great, but, you know, I've been there. Not going to get on your case about it, but you got to eat something, and it's got to be food. If you got medication, there we are, that's the step. If you got medications, try to take those medications as close to schedule as your situation allows. But, above all and overall, please do remember that you are important. You have value. You've got folks out there who love you and are rooting for you. Want you to have your best life. Want you to be safe and happy. I'm one of those folks, but I am only one of those folks. There are many more. But that has to do it for us here at This Go About. So for me, Disco, here in Tokyo, to all of you out there, wherever you may happen to be, thank you. Arigato, arigato, sayonara, see. Hold on a second. I gotta do the arms. Gotta do the arms. God dang it. Thank you. Arigato, arigato, sayonara, see you, and ciao.